So, here's a review on the 16-foot Henchman ladders with the 3 adjustable legs. I'd first off like to thank Ashley Bevan of Western Supermare Machinery. He supplied them direct. I ordered these from Ashley on the Friday afternoon, and on the Monday morning, boom, they were there on the doorstep waking us all up. So thanks, Ashley. So I've been using these 16 foots coming up a year now, and I must say I'm pleased. There's a couple of little flaws that I will run through, but they're not very popular. I think majority of the reason is the cost, as well as people are, a bit scared of the height, shall we say. They are very lightweight. You can carry them as a one person. Once you hook your leg in, you can pulling them over onto your shoulder, picking it up, it's balanced, and that's just on one shoulder, and I can walk off with that. So they're not too heavy, they're not too cumbersome. The only time they are is when you've got to walk to the job, maybe under low trees. I have caught power lines, telephone lines. It does sort of, put the willies up you a little bit. Now, one of my first little issues with this, as you probably have just seen it there, is the way that the foot folds under the bottom step. Now, I don't know whether this is just this particular ladder, or whether it goes across all of the 16 foots that they produce. But obviously you adjust this leg to get the platform level. Now, this at the moment is set up for level ground, which probably 80% of the time is how I'm using these. So when I go to store it, the leg hooks behind here, which is a great feature. But as you can see, it's catching on the bottom step, and it has worn the 3rd leg. It might seem simple, and it might mean just give it a bend, but these are still under warranty, and I feel that maybe, is it a defect or is it just this one? So to get it in, you have to tap it. It's really tight. So, but to get them out again, it's not brilliant, shall we say. But other than that side of it works well. Obviously you've got to make sure the chain is on the last hook and make sure it is taut when setting up. This little pin is quite simple. It doesn't fall out. The only time I've had it straighten itself out and go to fall out is actually when this is actually on my trailer. Now, I've got a cage tipping trailer and it'll sit on top of the cage, and I have found when I've got to a job that the pin somehow comes out, even though it's got that. It manages to get out, but luckily for me, when it has done it, the leg travels in. It never travels out. It's very peculiar, but that's the only thing I found with that. If we go to the front of it and see the front adjustable legs, you have one on the left, which is there, and you've got one on the right. To adjust them, you have to pull this keyring pin. Pull it out, and up it comes, and you can adjust the other side. The great thing with these 16 foots is if you adjust them fully on all 3 corners, then you are gaining about another foot to 18 inches. So you're getting up to 17.5 foot at the top. So when you're thinking about purchasing one of these, one of the biggest questions that comes up on Lawn Care Legends is, what size does everybody have? I am lucky enough to have the 8s, 10s, 12s and these 16s. But one thing we always say, get the 3-leg adjustable. If you want 10 foot, buy the 8s, because you can then adjust the legs even longer to gain that 10 foot. If you want 12s, buy the 10s. The 10s will work out easier, might work out a little bit cheaper actually as well, but it'll be slightly easier to store. So you're getting the extra on the legs. The only thing with these, I've seen a few people comment, I haven't actually broken mine yet, but these hooks I've seen snap, people talking about it. I haven't done mine in yet, but time will tell, won't it? I do use them quite regular. They're not something I tend to leave on the van purely because of the cost of them. They're not cheap. Many people, friends, including Stephen, who's behind the camera, doesn't like heights, but confidence grows the higher you get. These do sag in the middle. You're perfectly fine on the bottom, and you're fine. But as soon as you start getting in the middle, it will flex. But when you get to that top platform, it's nice and sturdy. You almost, well, I did once. I got to the top, was working away for about sort of 20 minutes or so, and I forgot I was on a ladder, and I turned round and went to step off. Luckily, as I went to step off, I realised what I was looking at and wasn't actually on the ground. So they're quite comfortable. The platform at the top is very good. It's a nice deep tread, so you don't get any digging in on the arch of your foot. So your foot is the sole of your boot or train or whatever it is you're wearing is nice and flat, so you don't get uncomfortable feet, as where you would stand on, say, a 3-section ladder leaning on a house. You've just got the little rod, and I usually find the arches of my feet by the end of the day really hurt. With this, you don't get that. Even each step, there's 2 bars, one front, one back. So it's a nice build. It does sit on the roof of my van as well. I do have the ergo rack on my van, and it does fit. The only thing I will say is whenever you do transport any form of tripods, whether it's the Henchman or any other brand, make sure you strap them down securely. Mine have started to wear in places where with the ergo rack, once it's up, the idea is you don't use any ratchet straps or clamps or anything like that because it's self-locking. The downside to that self-locking is there is still slight movement, and it has just started to wear the faces of the aluminium in just where it rubs. That one's actually starting to get a little step in it, so I'll have to keep an eye on that one. They are all made of aluminium. It is a high grade aluminium. Let's just say they're a cracking bit of kit, and you know, whatever size you go for, definitely worth investing in. Once you've bought them, you'll always wonder, how did I ever get one again? You know, it's one of those, it's worth the money. I do believe that these retail at £650. I don't know if that's come down since I last looked, but that's where it was at one point. Is it worth the investment? 100%. Go buy. Once you've got them as well, if you go for one that's maybe slightly bigger than what you're currently require, so if you do want the 10s, then maybe look at maybe another size up. The work is out there, the work will come. I usually find with the 16 foots is that I will subcontract to other gardeners who haven't got them. So as a one-off, I will sort of go over, help cut the tall hedges. For me, that just brings more income in, so there's a little bit of business advice there as well. Once you've got it, you want to announce you've got it, but to the right people. You don't want, you know, they're easily nickable. Probably not as easy to sell on, especially this size, because it's so specialised. But that's my review, really. This is all for Lawn Care Legends, which is our social media group. So thank you to Henchman for designing and building quality ladders, and again thank you to Ashley Bevan for all your tripod needs. I'm sure he'll help anybody out that gets in contact with him. Thanks for watching, have a great day.